Here is my Celestron NexStar 8SE telescope, and in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly how to set it up from scratch. This is going to be the full assembly so that you can follow along and get yours set up as well. Now, one thing I will say at this point of the video, while this is the assembly of the 8SE, you can follow along if you have a 6SE as well. The same process applies. Now, this has literally just arrived for me and it is brand new out of the box, so just bear that in mind as we go along. It is also quite a heavy piece of kit. So it's 22 kilograms when it's all boxed up. That's the kind of grand weight. So yeah, it's quite tricky to navigate, so just bear that in mind. So this is how basically arrived. I've just opened up the external box and we have lots of internal boxes. So I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to open up each and every one, and then we can look through the components and then start the build. So as you can see, I've put all of the internal boxes on the table in front of me. I just want to walk you through some tips and suggestions to make your life as easy and stress-free as possible. So the first is, I'm building this telescope inside, and that's what I'd recommend to you. It just makes the whole process much easier. You don't lose things, you don't misplace things, you don't worry. Obviously there's little screws and things you need to be mindful of. So my first suggestion to you is that. The second is just about your organisation. Now, I don't know whether you want to keep your telescope up all year, if you have somewhere to put it, but if you want to store it away, it's really important that you're aware of what boxes items came out of and how it was all arranged. So it sounds daft. I like to take a picture of all of the internal boxes in the big box, and I also like to make note of what come in each box. And I'd also recommend that you keep all of the bubble wrapping that everything's wrapped in, because it just makes storage so much easier. Now, I don't know if you've got a brand new 8SE or if you bought a second-hand one, but this is really important at this stage that you check everything and make sure you've got everything before you start the build, or otherwise you could run into an issue down the line when you need a certain part. Now, the other tip I want to leave you with is I use a sharp pair of scissors and I kind of open up like this to open up the boxes. Now, Celestron are very good. As you can see, everything is really well packaged. We've got bubble wrap and we have this kind of foamy type stuff. It's very, very good at keeping it protected, but still you do need to be very careful. This is obviously expensive equipment, so just be really, really careful with that. With that said, I'm now going to get everything out of these internal boxes, make those notes myself, and we'll start with the first step of the process. So I've now got everything out of the boxes. And it's actually when you do this, you realise there's not actually that many pieces that you need to put together. That being said, it's a good idea to do a quick stock check and make sure you've got everything that you should have. So what you should have is your fork arm with optical tube. You should have your tripod. You should have your tray. You should have your bubble level, which is that small little greeny thing there on top. You should have your computerized hand control. Now, bear in mind, it might already be kind of in position there, so that's something to kind of bear in mind if you can't find it anywhere. You should have a 125mm eyepiece, your star pointer finder scope, there's our finder scope there, star diagonal, and you should also have your telescope control CD and RS232 cable. So I'm going to check all this and then we'll get started on step one. So the first thing we need to do is set up the tripod. Very, very easy to do. All you have to basically do is pull each leg out as wide as they go, and you'll feel resistance when you hit that width. So there we go. So we're nice and centered there. And then we just need to extend the leg. So if you look here, there should be 3 knobs, or one on each leg, one here, and one there. You want to loosen those out. So go kind of anti-clockwise. That will make the kind of external leg. Let me put this on its side just to show you. That'll make this go out all the way. Or extend it as high as you want it to go. Obviously that's going to depend on your height. And then you're going to want to basically tighten this. So this is going to be a little bit of playing around with, so for making sure you get the right height for you. You can obviously change the length of the legs to suit your specific needs. And yeah, just do it for each leg. Just make sure when you're doing this that each leg is exactly the same height. You want to be completely flat and stable. So I've extended that the whole way. I'm actually going to do that for the other legs and then we'll go into step 2. So here you can see the tripod fully extended, and I know it is in optimal position because this is completely flat. Now you do want to make sure this is the case and everything is very secure, because you've got an expensive piece of kit sitting on top. You do not want to drop that. So the next step is adding the accessory tray. So I've taken this out of the bubble wrap. You will see it here. Now all you have to do to basically attach this is you want to come to the bottom of the tripod. There is a threaded nut here and a washer. You want to unthread that. Try not to drop anything, but again, this is why I do it indoors. And then basically, I believe that's the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that over the top. That just protects the accessory tray from here. So I'm going to put that on the bottom here. And then I'm going to put this through here like this. And then basically what I'm going to do is put that threaded nut and make sure it's nice and secure. And I'm going to align it so that the kind of corners here are in line with the tripod legs. So hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to attach that and then we're ready for the next step. So a little bit more on this, because as I was screwing it in, I realised something quite important. Basically keep screwing it up so that this goes into the leg. And you want to make sure it's this way up, not the other way up. That's the bottom of it, if you like. It's not really, doesn't really mention, or it's not really clear what way up it should go. Obviously this now looks right to me, looks great visually as well. But yeah, that's it in place, obviously here, and then this is nice and screwed. I just went clockwise here, looks fantastic. And we can start putting the accessories in here, like the eyepieces and things when they're not in use. So looks great, now ready for the next step. So one thing I should have mentioned is that the bubble level that comes included is something that you can use to make sure that your tripod is level and your legs are extended properly. So we can see that, or maybe we can't see that. Yeah, there you go. See that? We're in line, so it is level. Obviously that should be in the middle. That's why that was messing around, and I have got it in packaging as well. So that's probably not helping, but it is, I'm sure it's level. But I will obviously run that check. But yeah, that's what this bubble level's for, and that's when you can use it. So we're now ready to mount the fork arm. Just be a bit careful, this is heavy, okay? So it's quite hard for me to do one-handed, but I'll give it a good go. Now what we want to do here, so the reason why you want to use the bubble level in the previous step is because this is when, obviously, the weight of this, you could run into issues. But I have checked it, we're all good. And what you want to basically do, it's very clever because they've made it very easy, you can see there, is at the bottom of the fork arm, you'll see there's basically different screws. So there's a middle point and then there's three screws we're gonna secure. They're underneath, I'll show you that in a second. But let me just put this on. Now the way I've done this is there. You use that as your reference for the slot. So now I'm in place here. And what I'm gonna be doing, and what you should do, is you'll see here, we're just going in and we're screwing that in. We've got to obviously do that 3 times. Now make sure they are nice and tight. So I'm doing this clockwise. So I've got one more to do, and then we are ready for the next step. Got to make sure that's threading properly. So I'll do that and then we'll go to the next step. So here is our hand control. As I say, it was already pre-installed as it arrived for me, but you just basically got a bit of tape that's keeping that in place. Well, it should be in place without this tape, but it's just giving that extra security. Again, you might want to keep this if you can be kind of careful with the stickiness of it, because basically this is how the hand control comes out, so that we can use it. But it just slots in there like that. Obviously, got to be careful with the wire. I'll work that out in a second when I'm not holding my my camera in my right hand. And then, yeah, basically that slots back into place. And yeah, that's just the hand control, and that's where it goes. But it's now time to add the scope. And yeah, this is probably the hairiest moment of the process, at least so far. So to do this is actually quite straightforward. So if I just show you here, what you want to basically do is make sure this is, so you want to go counterclockwise. There's a bar here. If I quickly show you, this is what tightens when we get there. You'll see that coming in now. That kind of locks it all in place. So what I'm going to do is basically show you now. I want to be really careful here, obviously. I've only got one hand, remember. So what we're going to be basically doing is, if I show you, I've taken this all out of its external packaging, but what we want to be doing, if I show you here, is there is a slidey bar. Get rid of that. Be careful with that as well, obviously, as well, silica gel. But this, we're looking for this here. That slides in, and then I'm going to secure it. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, put this in place, and I'll show you how I kind of did it. So I've put the optical tube in. I just want to walk you through the process now. I couldn't actually record me doing it. So basically, and I've obviously removed this ahead of doing this as well. Do not try and take this off after you've put it in, because you have to basically release the optical tube to do it. So yeah, get rid of that first and foremost. Basically, I went counterclockwise here, so this was opened up. Now it's called a dovetail quick release bracket, so that you don't actually slide it on necessarily. This opens out, it's like a clamp. And what you do is basically line it up and then clamp it in place with a clockwise direction, so it's nice and secure. Now, when you're messing around with this, just make sure your hand's underneath. You want to take the weight of the optical tube because you do not want to drop this. So yeah, that's now in place, and we are ready, I believe, to start adding some accessories. So since that previous clip, I've actually adjusted mine a little bit, because what you want to make sure is clearance for the kind of eyepiece area here. So just bear that in mind. I actually had it too low down in the previous clip. Now, once that's in place, this is on an axis. So all you have to basically do, obviously make sure you're all secured in place, but this will, I've got to be careful now, because again, one hand, remember, this will come down like this. And I want to bring it this way. And then we can start adding accessories here. So let me now grab what we need and we'll move on to the next step. So now it's time to add our finder scope, and we add this to this particular part here. So you'll see it sticking out. This is exactly where it goes and it slides on. Now bear in mind, it will come with these two screws. These are to secure it. It'll be quite tight, and you need to basically, well, you don't have to, but I suggest this. I remove these, so get a small screwdriver, basically remove them off. That will enable you to then slide it in place. Now obviously make sure you're pointing the right direction. This is the face of the telescope or optical tube. You can then slide it on. Let me just make sure I can see what I'm doing. Slide it on like that. Make sure it's nicely in place. Well, let me show you actually. Let me get close. No, where are we? If I zoom out a little bit, I want to show you the, basically, there you go. Hopefully you can see that it slides on here. There's it there. Hopefully you can see that. So now that's in place, and now what we basically do is we use these screws to keep this nice in place. So that will go this side, and then yeah, get a mini screwdriver, and that will just lock that in. That basically tightens it up, and that screws into the other side. So I'm gonna do that for both, and then this will be nice in place. So now it's time to put the star diagonal on. So it comes in this little box. I've just taken it out, and the kind of internal packaging as well. Now what you want to do here is, this has a cap to keep it safe. Now I'm actually going to take that off, put that in there for safekeeping. Now what we do at this point is we go to our optical tube. We go here. We take this little cap off. Again, be careful not to lose this. This is where something like the accessory tray comes in handy. Just put that on there for now. And then basically we're putting the silver part, so here, in here. So what you may need to do is undo those kind of silver screws if it doesn't go all the way. I did actually do that ahead of time. These two here, there's one here and one here. And then once it's in place, you just use these screws here to make sure that's nice and locked in. So I believe that's now in good position. So that's that step, and then we can take this bit off, which again is a cap. There. But again, that was these keeping it in. But let me, so we're looking good. Now on to the next step. So now it's time to add the 25mm eyepiece, and we are really close to being ready to use this telescope. You'll be pleased to hear. So this came out of that little box here. Again, it's all got caps. Everything's kept very safe. That's what I really like about Celestron. They protect all of their kit very well and give you lots of options to do that. So that comes out like that. And we go over here. I removed the cap in the previous step. We put this in. Actually, make sure these are unscrewed. Like that. Put that in. So there's our 25mm plus all eyepiece. Screw that in like that, and then we're going to take this off. So now we just need to make sure that the telescope is powered. Now to do that, this is actually a cap. Hopefully you can see that little ridge there. Now what I've got is a knife. You might want to use something nice and blunt, because you want to protect everything here. You've got to be really careful. But basically what I want to do is put that in like that and just pop that up like so. That will release that, but again, be really, really careful. Take this off, and then this enables you to put in 8 AA batteries, and that will enable you to power the telescope. So put your batteries in, obviously the right way around, put this back on, and just get that aligned. It's hard to do when I'm this way around. There you go. Click it back in place. That will be nice and flush when it's in place. And then, yeah, we're very, very close. So all you need to do to begin using now is take off the cap on the front here. And then obviously turn it on. Where's the button? Here. So make sure you're outside, and then you can start looking through the eyepiece and you can start viewing. Now, if you want to obviously focus, this is the focus bar, so you just start manipulating that. But I will have a video on how to use this, and also I'll share a review shortly when I start using it. But yeah, that's how to set up the Celestron NexStar 8SE telescope. Also works for the 6SE. That you should now have your telescope set up. If this video has been useful, please do hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and also comment down below with any questions, feedback, comments that you have. With that said, best of luck over to you, and I hope you enjoy your new telescope.